Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the King of Arms channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. So I'd like to go over something very special to my heart. It's the gun that started it all for me, as you would say. It's the very first gun I ever got to shoot, and it's probably what started this addiction of mine. So just so you know, it's something very special to me. My grandfather actually took me shooting for the very first time, and this was his new gun at the time. So I'd like to tell you that story, and I'd also like to go up to a close-up and show you the actual gun. So please meet me at the table and I'll show it to you guys. So I wanted to show you guys the box that the Ruger P89 came in. So as you can see, this is the special edition. I don't know why it's the special edition. I'm assuming because of the coloration, but who knows, it might be something else. So yeah, it came in this box. I'll go ahead and open it up for you. And then inside the box, you get your normal paperwork up here, made in the USA. And you get your handgun and 2 magazines. Now, unfortunately, these are 10-round magazines because at the time we lived in Maryland. But you can get 17 rounders for this, and that's what I plan on doing. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of a close-up. This is the Ruger P89. So yeah, that's how the decocker works. Now you do have to push it back up before you can cock the hammer again. And these are the magazine releases I was telling you about. So you like push them forward. So yeah, they do drop just fine. So this gun has an alloy frame and a steel slide. It's got that awful double action trigger I was telling you guys about. I mean, it is so heavy. And then once you have it in single action, you have all this take-up you got to get rid of. But once you get rid of the take-up, it's like probably a 4-pound trigger. It feels about 4 pounds. Now the real thing I love is actually this back sight. Now if you see that back sight, it is like super thin. It's very tight. It's really precision. The only thing I want to change is the front sight. It's just a normal white blob. I'd like to get a red or green fiber optic. I've seen you can get those for this model, so I want to change that. But yeah guys, this is the Ruger P89. This is the first handgun I ever shot, and it'll always be a very important part of my collection. Like I said, it belonged to my grandfather, so it'll always be super special to me. And it's just a really nice gun. I mean, it's not super expensive. I think you can pick these guys up for about $350 nowadays, so a very affordable price. It's in 9mm or 45 ACP. I prefer the 9mm personally in this model at least. It's not too heavy. I mean, it's decently heavy. It's heavier than a Glock, but not too heavy. And it just shoots really accurately. I mean, as long as you can master the trigger, this gun shoots accurately, and it's a good gun. Hey guys, so I'd actually like to tell you the story of the first time I ever got to go shooting. So basically, me and my grandfather picked up this new handgun, and it was this Ruger P89, and it was the first full-size handgun we ever had in the house. Other than this one, we had a little Beretta 25 auto, and so this was the first full-size handgun, so I was super excited and I wanted to shoot it so bad. I had never gotten to shoot a gun before, and he knew that, so I kept bugging him a little bit, and my pap decided to take me out one day when he was off. So we drove an hour plus, and at the time, we had to drive that far because there was no ranges around the house. The closest range was over an hour away, so we drove an hour plus to this range. Come to find out, there was actually a shooting competition going on, so we couldn't even use the range. So I was all upset, and he knew that, so on the way home, he actually stopped in the woods, just random woods, and we walked into the woods with some soda cans and a couple soda bottles, and he let me fire off a few magazines, and granted I wasn't good. I think I missed every shot, but I loved it. I really enjoyed it, and I knew from that point on I wanted to keep doing this, and I wanted to get my own guns, and that's just kind of what it set off for me. That's why I consider this the gun that started it all. And not only that, this gun will always be special. It's not only the first gun I ever shot, but when my grandfather passed away, it was also the gun, well, all the guns that got handed down to me. But it's nice having the first gun I ever got to shoot, and it's also nice being the one that my pap passed down to me. So this will always hold a very special place in my heart, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. My pap was a very important person to me. My father was not around very much, so my grandfather took the role of the father figure. He taught me how to shoot, taught me how to hunt, taught me how to fix things, work on things, use tools. Everything a good man should know how to do, he taught me how to do, and I really appreciate that. So he'll always be very special to me, and I called him Pappy. I didn't call him grandfather. Pappy's what I called him. So yeah, guys, this is the Ruger P89. It's a great gun. Well, some consider it great. I think it's great. And it's the first gun I ever got to shoot. So that's going to be it for the gun that started it all for me. This is the very first gun I got to shoot, and it'll always hold a very special place in my heart because it belonged to my grandfather and the memories we had together. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see what we have planned in the future, please hit the subscribe button. Now, as for the question of the day, what gun did you guys fire for the first time? And did you enjoy it? Please let me know in the comments down below. I'm curious about what you guys have to say. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Biggie. I love you guys, and we'll catch you next time on The King of Arms.